Let us now look at the rules to construct real constants or floating point constants. The rules are pretty much going to be similar to the rules for constructing integer constants with some obvious differences. So the first rule is it must have at least one digit, and a decimal point is mandatory. It can be either positive or negative, and if you do not specify the sign, it's going to assume that it is a positive number. Rule number 5 is no commas or blanks. Rule number 6 is scientific notation is allowed. Okay, some examples of floating point numbers are 3.14. You can have negative 6.02, 99.123, negative 100.000124, or something like that. And you can also use scientific notation. For example, 1.2 E12. This is equivalent to 1.2 times 10 raised to 12. And the last rule is about the range. So to store a floating point number in your computer, you would again need 4 bytes of memory. Okay. However, the range is very high for a floating point number. It goes all the way from plus or minus 1.2 E minus 38 to 3.4 E38. So 1.2 e raised to minus 38 is nothing but 1.2 times 10 raised to minus 38, and this is 3.4 times 10 raised to 38. So it's a very huge number. So you might wonder, why is the range so much for a floating point number and so little for an integer number, even though they occupy the same amount of memory, right? So both integer and floating point occupy 4 bytes of memory in your computer. So, but why is the range so much for floating point? The main reason is because floating point numbers are represented in a very different way in your computer compared to your integer numbers. You will learn more about this in Digital Design 2 EC 375 course. However, if you are interested in learning it now, you might want to refer to IEEE single precision and double precision notations. Now let us look at the rules to construct character constants. You've already dealt with integers and floats in your regular mathematics. Now characters is something that you haven't encountered before, and this is exclusively in programming languages. So a character constant is a single alphabet, digit, or a special symbol enclosed within a pair of single quotes. So it is a single alphabet or a digit or a special symbol enclosed within a pair of single quotes or single inverted commas, however you prefer it. So an example of a character constant can be A. Here A is a character. You can have $, you can have number, you can also have a space. Space is considered to be a single character. And in your computer, there are a total of 256 characters. And to store a single character in your computer or in your memory, all you would need is 1 byte.